down with LPP. Yeah, you know me. You down with LPP. Yeah, you know me. You down with LPP. Yeah, you know me.
And we are back at the OPP. The Organic Perspective. First and foremost, I'd like to give all honor, power, and glory to the Most High Yahuwah. Without him, without his grace, none of this would be possible. With that being said, mi gente, que lo que hay, my people, what's going on? God bless everybody out there, you know what I'm talking about. So today, in today's episode, we're going to do things a little different, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to give like a testimonial of something that's been going on in my life within the past 6 months, you know? And this is an example of what the Most High can do for anybody, not just me, anybody, if you allow him to guide you, to lead you, you know, put your trust in him, and he will get you to where he wants you to be as long as you allow him to guide you there. So this is going to be a quick testimony of what's going on in my life. So basically, I've talked about it a little bit here in the other podcasts, but I've never really got in depth, you know. So just for you guys' information, I've been working on. I would say about January I started writing. The Father, he gave me an assignment, you know. And basically what it was, you know what I'm saying, he wanted me to put it down on paper, something that had happened to me in my lifetime, something that I went through, you know. So I'll give you guys a little bit of the story. I'm not gonna tell you guys the whole thing. Just want you guys to know, your boy, I send it into a publishing company. They picked it up. They sent me a contract. Here it is right here. So today I'm gonna go ahead and sign the contract with you guys, because I want you guys to come with me in this journey. What are the steps to writing a book, and what are the steps of what happens, and I just want you guys come along with me on this journey today. So how did this all begin? Okay, so real quick. So my father gave me an assignment. He says, hey, you know, that part of your life, I want you to put it down. You know, he gave me a download that he would like me to put it down on paper, you know. Obviously, all power, honor, and glory belongs to the Father. He even helped me write the paper, you know, because first of all, like, the Father he'll take you to places where you've never even thought you can go, because you thought, oh, I'm not good at this certain thing. So a little background with me. So, you know, I was born here in the States, but I moved to Puerto Rico when I was 3 years old. So by 3 years old, you start talking. You're starting to learn how to talk. You know, little sentences here and there. You got words. You know, so my first language was English, but as soon as I moved to Puerto Rico, it was life changing. Everything was in Spanish. So all of a sudden, I had to get into Spanish mode and learning Spanish and doing everything in Spanish. At the time, I didn't think it was no big deal, but, you know, because as a kid, you're just growing up. But it did affect me in my writing, and sometimes I gotta translate things in my head before I speak it out. So sometimes it still affects that change. It kind of messed with me, you know. And the fact of the matter is, when I was about to turn 8 years old, my mom got sick. She got deathly ill. So the medicine in Puerto Rico is not that great. So we had to, you know, within 1 week, if we didn't come back to the States, my mom would have made it. So, boom, we come back to the States, and now I think I'm like in second grade or something like that, and boom, I get tossed back into English. So now in my head, you know what I'm saying, just the two languages are bundled up in there. I'm learning how to read and write on both languages, you know, so it kind of affected my writing skills. You know, it was like for me, when I was learning how to spell, it was easier for me to spell big words and small words because I missed all the small words that you learn when send kindergarten, preschool, first grade. Hey, all those small words I skipped over, and then so I started learning like bigger words, and so vice versa in Spanish. So it was kind of jumbled up. So I never really had I never felt good about my writing. Don't get me wrong, I can write. I mean, like I said, I graduated, saying from UIC University, UIC, and I graduated, so I'm able to write, but I was never really confident, so I wasn't the best. I didn't have the best skills when it came to writing. So I would never thought that the Father would put me in a position where he would want me to write something knowing that I'm not confident about it. But I told him, okay, Father, you know what? If this is what you want me to do, I'll do it. I don't know how it's going to come out. You got to help me because without you, it's not going to work. All power, honor, and glory belongs to him because he allowed me to go through the situation in my life. And and when I'm putting down on paper, you know what? The words would just come in and everything just flowed together, So here I am, a person who had no confidence in writing. Here I am writing a book. I have no clue. I don't know nothing about writing books, writing. So I tell the Father, if I have no clue, Father, the Most High Yahuwah, if you want me to do this, you're gonna have to guide me through this. You're gonna have to take the helm. You're gonna have to take the driver's seat in this journey because I have no clue what's going on. First of all, I don't even know who to send this book to if I do get it down on paper. I said, you're gonna have to help me with things like this, Father. I have no clue. You know what? It was a small little prayer that I made. Within 2 days, a publishing company popped up on saying on my stream, saying exactly what I was looking for. So I'm like, man, this has to be a sign. There's no way I can pass this up. Because the Father, he's gonna set us up, but we're gonna have to do our own work for it to be accomplished. We got to work together. So he's the lead, but I follow, and together we're gonna get this through. So then what I do is I emailed the company and I set up a phone interview because they're out of Anaheim, California. So I set up a phone interview. And I called them, and then they're like, "Oh, okay, they asked me what is this book that I'm trying to write about?" Okay, I'll explain to you guys in a minute. Okay, so I get through the interview. Okay, so now, boom, now I know that I gotta get to work. He got me he got me the publishing company. It came to my doorstep, to my phone. There's no turning back. I said, okay, Father, here we go. Let's do it. So I start writing it. And so I'm going to give you guys just a little taste of what went on during. So this book is about, it's a period of 9 months in my life. It was a tough 9 months. It was a battle, and throughout this podcast, I've always told you guys about that we're in spiritual warfare. Even though we don't know we're in it, whether you like it or not. And some, if you've been chosen for anything, and chosen ones, you guys know that you're going to get attacked consistently. Why? Because the enemy doesn't want it. I'm not nothing special, but whatever the Father has put in me, that is what's special. And that's what the enemy wants to stop from coming out. And so he can't really stop it, but he can cause things to happen to me for me to stop it myself. Okay? So, but if you put your trust in the Father, you give him all honor, power, and glory, he's got your back. He's got your back. So basically what happened was, I would say about in the year 2000, I think it was 2008. My house that I was living at the time, it burnt down. It started as an electrical fire. It consumed the house. The house, like I'll go more in detail in the book, but I'm not gonna go too much in detail so you guys can check it out. You know what I'm talking about? It's a really good book. Um, so my house burnt down, and you know what? At that time, you know what I'm saying, everything wasn't digital. Everything was like still like pictures were like you have to go get them. Go to to a store. I mean, to CVS, or you have to go to Walgreens, or somewhere to get them to get the pictures. You know, because you gave them the roll, and they would come back and give you the pictures. So in my life, I was like, I have lost everything that all my memories had disappeared. So the story starts off like, man, losing. Can you imagine? 1 minute, your whole life, everything is okay. I'm still celebrating a birthday party for my son. You know, he had just turned 6. You know, and we're sitting there at a birthday party. All of a sudden, boom, the house goes up in flame. Bam. I lose everything. I pretty much lost everything. I was like, I had to start from scratch. Everything was gone. Okay. So then the insurance company comes in, you know, and they take care of us. So what they do is, you know, they found this place for me. They found these three places where I can choose to where I can go live while they fix my house, or they decide to just pay it off and allow us to go buy another house. So we choose this house. Okay. The reason why I chose it was because it wasn't too far from where I was staying at, so it wasn't really gonna change my routine. I like my routine. I didn't want a huge change. It was close to my house, baby. Maybe it was like 2 miles away, so it was kind of perfect. But what little did we know, when we moved in there is entities living there already. Okay, so throughout the book, I talk about the interactions between the entities and myself. At the time, my brother Abraham and my mom, it was 3 of us living together. So I pretty much talk about the interactions that happened between us. For some reason, there was this main spirit that he must have been assigned to take me out. Because during that time, there was multiple life attempts on my life, and when you read through them, it's like they were each and every single one of them was a miracle, because I should have died. Each and every single. So I don't want to say too much, but this entity was trying to harm me. You know, so whatever the Father had in me, it was, you know, saying that it was the job of the entity to not allow it to come out. So so I had multiple attempts in my life. Each one's a miracle. When you read it, you'll see. I came out unscathed every time. So I was in three different accidents, like real accidents. There was another one that I just lost. I lost control of the car. That there was no accident really, because when you read it, you'll see. But it all has to do with the same thing. So this entity what it would do, it would attach itself to me. It would attach itself to me. You know, it wouldn't take over me. Because in the book, you know, I speak how, you know, there's some entities, some spirits out there that they had bodies way back in the day. The Nephilim had bodies, so they actually need a body for them to become strong. But then there's also a whole bunch of spirits that they're fallen angels. Those guys, they don't really possess you. They really just attach themselves onto you, because if they possess you, they lose power, because they never had a body. They came from heaven, fallen angels. They fell from heaven. They don't need a body to become stronger. They're already strong. In fact, they get weak if they possess a body. So this entity would just, wherever I would go, it would attach itself to me, and it would ride along with me. Okay, I'll tell you about one accident. So one accident. I don't want to give too much info. You know, leave a little bit for the mind to think. But I was in an accident, And what happened wasn't an accident. You'll see in the book that what was happening, this entity was lullabying me to sleep. So things that never happened prior to me moving to that place and never happened me leaving that place. Everything that happened was in that specific place, you know. So out of the blue, I'm driving, and what it would do, it would lullaby me to sleep, and I'm driving, I'm wide awake, I'm out, but all of a sudden, I would just pass out, boom. So then, this one particular accident, I ran through this huge fence, and it was one of those really nice fences. They're like logs, really like long logs, you know, nice fence. Well, when I woke up, that log came straight through the window. You know, it came straight through the window. It landed right here on my shoulder. It cut my ear. 3 inches or 2 inches to the left. Bye bye. See you later. No more Bodie. He gone. You know what I'm saying? But see, even though I wasn't right at that time, because you know what, I wasn't searching for the Father, but He was always there protecting me. He was there protecting, making sure that, because you know what, He knows the future. He knows every hair follicle of me. He knows my life. So He knows that, you know, this was going to happen. So He protected me. So that's what I talk about in the book, how He protected me several other times. It's something that, you know, like I've seen movies, you know, of like, not same, but kind of similar things that happen to other people that, you know what I'm saying, that deals with the spiritual realm. This is what I keep telling you guys. We're in a spiritual battle, you know, saying I've actually been into the spiritual realm, which is like, you'll when you read the book, you'll see that, that I've been there. So when I say that we're in a battle that we don't see, I've seen some of this battle that we're in, and it's no joke. And in that realm, there is no rules. There's no gravity rules. I mean, the things that happen there. You gotta just understand. There's no rules. There's no time, and there's no rules. So if an entity attaches them to you, that's their job. They don't sleep. They don't rest. They don't eat. All they do is sit there and doop, 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 just messing with you, putting different thoughts in your head. Sometimes you think something like, why am I thinking this? Yeah, that's just something, just, you know, trying to take you out of what you got going on. So the book is called Treacherous, because it was a treacherous spirit trying to take me out, basically. But the Most High, Yahuwah, had my back throughout the whole time, even though I wasn't right with Him. This is why I say, you know, hey, don't make me a moral standard. I'm not perfect. I'm still a work in progress. You know, hey, I make mistakes. I fall short of the Father's grace consistently. You know, I'm trying to get better, because the goal is, if I'm going to be like somebody, if I'm going to look up to somebody, I want to try to be like Yahusha. Try to be the best person I could be for myself, my family, for the environment around me. You know, for the Father upstairs. I want to help people. You know, saying help themselves. You know, the Father has given me an assignment, and this is part of my assignment. So basically today it was just a little testimonial how right now we're gonna go through this journey. This is what's been going on. I'm gonna sign with you guys in 1 minute. We'll do it together, and I want you guys to take this journey with me. The first phase of this journey, you know, it's like I have to come up with some type of idea for a book cover. I'm not an artist. I have no clue. I need the Father's help. All power, honor, and glory belongs to Him. I cannot do this alone. They're telling me all this digital stuff, and I'm like, you know, it's gonna be difficult. But together we're gonna take this journey, and it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. And part of the agreement that we're gonna that's written in the contract is that we're gonna try to. This was more of a manuscript at first. It became a short story, but it's still more of a manuscript. So we're gonna sit there and wait. All power and glory belongs to him. So he takes the lead. But if you guys come along with this journey with me, let's do it together. If we're able to sell it to some studio and we could, make a film out of it, oh man, how powerful would that be? Because it's all about the protection. It's all about the providing that the Father does for us, even though I didn't deserve it. I was unworthy. I am unworthy of what He's done for me in my life. And like I said, if you allow Him to lead you, guide you, He will get you to places that you thought you would never be able to go. And here, perfect example, give you guys a little background. So let's go on ahead and sign this contract. And throughout the weeks, I'll keep you guys posted on what I gotta do. With, like I said, there's different phases. I'm on phase 1 right now, so we'll go through them, each phase together, and then we'll get the publishing date out, and then and then I do want to help help it sell. So I'm gonna probably make a couple commercials, for it, saying just to for the public to be able to get an understanding of what's going on. I think it's something huge. It's something that I never planned, but hey, when you put your trust in Him, good things happen. And just remember one thing though, it's not on our time. It's not on time. I would read the whole contract for you guys, but hey, it's just stuff here. I'm just gonna get to the signature part right here. I'm gonna sign, and we will take this journey together. All right, here we go. The OPP, okay, in the perspective, all power, honor, and glory belongs to Him. Without Him, nothing is possible. And He has other assignments for me to do. This is just the first one. We're gonna take journeys together in these other assignments that He has me doing, and let's learn together. Let's learn how things happen, things that we probably didn't never think we would need to know. Let's do it together. Here we go. Okay, there's the signature. Date signed. Today is the 4th. 6/4/25. There we go. Signature and sign. The publishing company, TBN. Hey, this is it's me going into a phase of my life where I have no clue what's gonna happen. I have no clue, but you know what? I put my trust in the Most High, Yahuwah. And if He is with me, who against me? So for today, that'll be it. For today's episode, like I said, real quick, I am gonna start a series on spiritual warfare. I'm gonna have some people come in and talk about their stories and stuff that they went through. And so we're gonna take this journey together, and we're gonna learn about spiritual warfare and learn how to counteract it, and how to just to become more efficient in things that we don't know about. With that being said, from the Kenda perspective, stay safe, stay smooth. Peace. I'm out.